What we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. This is Exposé coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria, every Monday on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook simultaneously. I'm your regular host, Tony Akinyemi. Don't forget, what we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. Hello and welcome to Exposé with Tony Akinyemi this beautiful Monday evening. I'm honored to always be your host. We're dealing with your food and your health. And so far in the episodes that we've had, we've touched upon a few food items. We've looked at the cucumber, we've looked at the carrot, we've looked at the beetroot. And today we proceed to yet another vegetable, and that is celery. But before then, let me remind you again that Rafa Institute of Healthy Living offers online classes. You can register at lms.rafainstitute.org and start taking your classes at your own pace. Within a 3-month period, you will conclude Module 1, and then you can proceed to Module 2 and then Module 3. And those of you who have done Module 1, I encourage you to move on to Module 2 and Module 3. You will learn a lot more. I also encourage you to keep a date with me every Monday evening, 8 p.m. West African time, for continuous education, so that you can continually get inspired as we share more and more. I keep studying, I keep researching, I keep learning new things every single day, and I'm very happy to share them with you on this platform free of charge. Your food and your health, because Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, said, let your food be your medicine and let your medicine be your food. And that's why we are taking time to share with you the therapeutic benefits of your food, the prophylactic benefits of your food, the geriatric benefits of your food, the cosmetic benefits of your food. When you understand how beneficial some food items are, even if you didn't like that food before now, your knowledge of their benefits may inspire you to start including such food items in your daily dietary fare. So today we're going to be looking at celery as a vegetable. Now, celery is used, in many ways, both in cooking and in aromatherapy and in traditional ways of healing. The seeds of celery seeds, the leaves of celery, the edible root of the plant, all of these can be used. Every part of the plant is useful. Again, I'm going to ask our media team to please show you the celery. You will see the celery stalk and then the celery leaves. Okay, in this part of the world, in West Africa, because of our weather and the type of soil that we have, the celery sticks are not as big as they are seen in other climes, particularly in Europe and in North America, in temperate regions. Now, they are thinner and more concentrated. When you juice them, the juice is very concentrated. The celery grown in West Africa, and the taste is very strong. But the ones you find in Europe, in North America, when you juice them, the taste is very mild. It's more of water than the phytochemicals in there. But celery seeds are particularly very useful for those who are dealing with musculoskeletal issues like arthritis in particular. Celery seeds. I recommend it to people who are dealing with arthritis. Celery leaves. The leaf is very rich in minerals that you can make, very rich in potassium, rich in sodium, and many other things like that. And you can actually use it to make what we call raw potassium broth. Okay? And then the edible roots also. Now, in Japan, rheumatic patients are sometimes put on a celery-only diet because celery is a rich source of organic calcium, iodine, sodium, and especially potassium. Okay? Celery is also very good for those who are exercising regularly. When you take celery juice, it actually helps to bring in electrolytes into your drink and helps to hydrate your body properly. Don't forget, we talked about hydration as a key principle of healthy living. All right, so celery is one of those vegetables that if you have not been using them before now, you need to start considering bringing them into the fray. Right, celery sticks can be chewed, or they can be made part of your vegetable salad. So I like to, cut my celery into small bits and pieces, and then I mix it into my vegetable salad, among other vegetables to make my salad. You can also juice it and mix the juice with some other juices from other vegetables. Some people just cut the sticks and then they dip it into some dips, like sauce, like the same way you dip your buffalo wings or your chicken wings into some dips and eat it. You can dip celery sticks too into dips and enjoy it. Now, celery is not only an excellent source of fiber and natural sodium, it's also one of the best natural tranquilizers there is. Okay? Celery sticks juiced with apples to make a tasty drink can help those who cannot sleep well, who are suffering from insomnia. It also helps to relieve stress. It helps to also calm down those who are suffering from anxiety and agitations and what have you. Of course, at a mild level, right? When the anxiety is mild, when your stress is mild, when your insomnia is mild, celery might be just the remedy that you need. Now, what I normally recommend to people is to juice your celery and then juice your fresh apples. You juice them separately. Celery juice separately. You juice apple juice separately, and then you can mix them 50-50. Half a glass of apple juice, freshly juiced, not apple juice in a carton from the supermarket. No, I'm not talking about store-bought apple juice. I'm talking about apples that you run through your own juice extractor in your kitchen and juice it freshly like that. And then you juice celery as well, celery sticks. Then you take half a glass of apple juice, half a glass of celery juice, mix the two together in the glass. It makes a very tasty drink. And you can drink that particularly towards the evening. It has a way of calming you and helping you to go to sleep. Let me add another layer to that. For those who are suffering from insomnia, inability to fall asleep quickly, or inability to sleep for long, or inability to sleep deeply and get refreshing sleep. Those who are suffering from that, you can actually help yourself with celery juice plus apple juice, and I'm adding another layer. Towards the evening, you can take a walk, do very moderate, mild exercise to make you sweat, or you can go into your far infrared sauna, for example, and sweat it out. And after that, you enter into your shower and do alternate warm and cold bath. Alternate warm and cold bath. In other words, after your exercise or after your sauna session and you have waited for a bit, all right, you go into your shower, you turn your shower to warm water and let it run over you for, let's say, like 30 seconds. And then you gradually switch it to cold water. Of course, it depends on which part of the world you live. If you live in West Africa, what we call cold water is actually lukewarm water, okay? But if you are in the temperate region and you are in the cold months of the year, you want to be able to know how far you can go with cold water. You don't turn it to the very cold, extreme cold end of the thing, okay? You turn it from the warm to the point of cold water that your body can tolerate. So you keep going back and forth, warm water, cold water, warm water, cold water. As the shower is running, you switch it to warm, and then you switch it back to cold. You run the cold for like say 5 seconds or thereabout, or 10 seconds, and then you bring it back to warm for about 20 to 30 seconds, and then you bring it back to cold, and you keep alternating like that. It's called alternate warm and cold shower. The rule is that you start with warm and you end with cold. It doesn't matter how many times you go back and forth, but the rule is that make sure you start with warm water to run over you first, and then you end with the cold water, end. So that is after you've taken your walk or your exercise or your far infrared sauna session, and then you take the shower. After that shower, you can then drink your freshly juiced apple juice plus celery juice, mixed 50-50. When you drink that, you brush your teeth and use your mouthwash, and then you enter into your bedroom and lie down on your bed with air conditioner in place or heater in place, depending on which part of the world you live. Make sure the temperature in your bedroom is that which will support very refreshing sleep, and then draw all your window curtains and what have you, and make sure your room is dark. Put out all the lights and go to bed. You will be surprised how deeply you will sleep. That's a remedy for mild insomnia. Even those with very acute insomnia, this can help along with some other things that you might be doing. This is part of the equation that can help you to calm your nerves, to calm you down. Now, for those who don't have access to celery juice, apple juice immediately, you can use chamomile tea in its place after your exercise or your far infrared sauna, and then your alternate warm and cold shower, and then you now take your chamomile tea in place of the celery juice plus apple juice. But the celery juice plus apple juice is a winner any day. All right. Now, celery sticks and leaves can also help with headaches. Now, when you do the celery apple juice, you may not need aspirin or paracetamol again for tension headache. You know, in the previous episode regarding your water and your health, I mentioned the fact that sometimes tension headache could be as a result of dehydration and stress. Now, so when you hydrate properly with water, and then you take a break and take a nap and rest and sleep, your tension headache may disappear. So another remedy, natural remedy that can be used for tension headache is this celery apple juice combination. 50% celery juice, 50% apple juice mixed together, and you take it 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. All right? That helps also as a remedy for relieving tension headaches. Of course, that does not compensate for stress and sleep deprivation and dehydration, okay? Of course, if you take the apple juice plus celery juice, that brings in some water into your body. So that may be addressing some aspect of the factors responsible for the tension headache. It might be bringing in fluid into your system. You are getting hydrated, and the electrolytes in the celery juice in particular also helps to improve your hydration. So that may be addressing that aspect. But if you are stressed, you are not sleeping well, celery juice, apple juice cannot compensate for that. So you have to take everything together. Get properly hydrated, manage your stress very well, rest very well, sleep very well, okay? Then this apple juice, celery juice combination may be of help. Now, I will naturally choose celery apple juice combination over substances such as aspirin or paracetamol or Tylenol or any other pharmaceutical drug for that matter. You know why? Because apple juice plus celery juice does not irritate your digestive tract like aspirin will do, for example. And it doesn't also cause problems for your kidneys when used long-term, like paracetamol will do, all right? Okay? So that's why I would choose this remedy over aspirin or paracetamol. And am I saying don't take paracetamol, don't take aspirin? No, that's not what I'm saying. Some people might still need to take them. But of course, if I am prescribed aspirin, I know the natural substances I can use in place of that aspirin. If it's for blood thinning, I would rather use garlic and cinnamon, okay, and cayenne pepper. There are supplements, garlic and cayenne combined together in one capsule that can help as blood thinners, okay, without irritating the GI tract. Okay, if it is for tension headache, I would take this combination of celery juice plus apple juice. So there are always alternatives in the natural health community. All right, now, overuse of aspirin, as we all know, can cause gastric ulcer. And overuse of paracetamol, as I have always been shouting, can cause kidney damage. You can, however, not possibly overuse freshly extracted apple juice combination. Now, eating celery sticks all by itself can also help in reducing high blood pressure, and it gives the effect of calmness. So you can now see, if you're combining beetroot juice and celery juice, for those who are dealing with either cholesterol or hypertension or anxiety or anemia or insomnia, you have all of these things available for you in food. Now, we will have to go on a short break here. When we come back, I'll be rounding up on some other benefits and uses of celery. Don't go away. I'll be back very shortly.
In a world swelling with chaos, where the ground seems to shift beneath our feet, it's easy to feel lost and overwhelmed. But amidst the turmoil, there's a beacon of strength, a path to a brighter tomorrow. This year, the 5F Conference is back, bigger and better. Join us from Friday, October 4 to Sunday, October 6 for 3 days of transformative power. Experience inspiring sessions with renowned speakers like Reverend Tony Akinyemi, Reverend Hakeem Oguniro, Pastor Mrs. Ada Azeka, Pastor Wale Abayomi, and Reverend Bayo Asolo. Don't miss out on this life-changing event. Register now at 5fconference.tsfchurch.com and be part of something extra.
Welcome back. We are still on Exposé with Tony Akinyemi, and I'm your host. Tony Akinyemi is my name. We're talking celery right now as part of your food and your health. Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, said, let your food be your medicine, and let your medicine be your food. Okay, so we need to know our food then, in order to know how medicinal they can be, how beneficial they can be. And don't forget that we said your food can offer you some prophylactic benefits, can help to prevent disease. It can offer you some therapeutic benefits. It can help to treat and cure disease. It can offer you geriatric benefits. It can help you to age gracefully. And it can offer you cosmetic benefits. It can make your skin to glow, your nails to be strong, your hair to be full, and make you really well sculpted. Not obese, not overweight, and not, underweight, because you are eating correctly. Now, we are looking at each food item one by one, as many as we can cover within this season on Exposé with Tony Akinyemi. We have looked at cucumbers, we have looked at carrots, we've looked at beetroots, and now we are looking at celery. Now, many of us are familiar with this substance called uric acid. Uric acid is one of those waste products that our bodies make as long as we are eating and drinking. And the excretory system in our body is able to excrete uric acid from our system. But when the amount of uric acid being produced in the body is higher than what the excretory system can excrete, remove from the body, then the excess uric acid can begin to pile up, and the body can warehouse them at certain locations around the body. When excess uric acid is warehoused in your big toes, in the legs, then it can cause gout or gouty arthritis. I think I've mentioned that in a previous episode. I'm hammering on it again here for emphasis. Now, so celery, incidentally, can clear uric acid from painful joints and may help in the treatment of arthritis and rheumatic problems. Now, I gave all those uric acid thing and excretory thing to arrive at this piece of information I want to give, that when you consume celery, particularly drink celery juice, it can help in removing your body in excreting these uric acid crystals from your system. And the moment your uric acid level goes down, then you might find out that your gouty arthritis just disappears. Now, of course, there are supplements that can be recommended for those who have excess uric acid in their system. One of them is a product from a company known as Swanson Vitamins. The product is called Uric Acid Cleanse. Uric Acid Cleanse. They have a combination of a number of herbs that can help to clean out excess uric acid from the system and can help those who are suffering from gouty arthritis in particular. But then, if you don't want to take supplements, you can just make celery juice, and that will do a similar job. Apart from clearing uric acid crystals from the body, celery also can act as an anti-inflammatory agent. Our North American friends, we call it anti-inflammatory. We, in West Africa, we call it anti-inflammatory agents. And it can also serve as an antioxidant. Again, our North American friends, we call it antioxidant. We call it antioxidant, this part of the world. So let me say celery can act as an anti-inflammatory agent as well as an antioxidant. Now, celery as well, what celery juice, either it is the leaves you are juicing or the sticks, celery sticks or celery leaves that you juice, when you juice it, particularly when it is refrigerated, and then you drink it, it can help to cool your body temperature when you're feeling hot, particularly those of us in the tropical regions of the world. Sometimes the heat can be something else. You know, I have a friend who lives in the USA, and we were chatting recently. We were having a phone conversation, rather, and I told him, oh, the heat in Nigeria is so high now. And he told me, he said, oh, I love warm temperatures. I love warm weather. I love it more than the cold weather here in America. And I said, well, my friend, I don't think your love for warm weather is going to be the kind of warm weather that we have right now in Nigeria. I said, the weather here is extremely hot. You won't love it. I said, those of us who live here, we don't even like it. How much more you living in America and you want to come over? So if you want to come to Nigeria at this time, this is not the right time to come because the heat was too much. Okay, that conversation I think was held in the month of April. From December 2023 right up to April 2024, the heat in Nigeria was extreme, extreme. Sometimes I'm sweating and sweating and sweating, except I'm under air conditioners, okay? So when you feel heat like that, you feel very hot, you can juice celery and drink celery juice. It helps to, to cool body temperature. It also helps to alleviate muscle cramping and fatigue. Muscle cramping, cramps in your muscle, because sometimes muscle cramps happen in our muscles because of deficiencies in certain minerals, particularly calcium and magnesium, all right? When you are deficient in calcium and magnesium, you can experience muscle cramps. And those cramps can be alleviated when you take drinks like celery juice, whether it is the celery sticks you juice or the celery leaves. Celery juice can also help with fatigue, with tiredness. It can help to give you a lift, a boost of energy, so to speak. Now, celery juice also helps to curb the desire for sweet things, cravings for sweet things. So those who are trying to diet, those who are trying to lose weight, who want to, cut their cravings, celery juice is a trick. Just make celery juice, put it in your water bottle, and sip it gradually throughout the day. You can mix celery juice, of course, like I said, with beetroot juice. You can mix it with apple juice. You can mix it with carrot juice to give you some taste, because celery juice itself is a little bit salty to taste, all right? The ones in West Africa may even have a slight bitter taste to it as well, all right? So you can help to improve the flavor by juicing it with either apples or carrots. And then you can put it in your water bottle, chilled, so it doesn't go off, all right? It doesn't start fermenting. Chill it, and then carry it with you wherever you go and be sipping gradually. That can help to curb your desire for sweet things and helps you to lose weight as it reduces the amount of calorie that you are grubbing every day. It can also, celery, the caloric content of celery is very low. So that way, you don't, even if you drink a lot of it, you don't add calorie upon calorie, because the caloric content is almost near zero. Almost near zero. It's essentially water and minerals that you find inside celery juice. And if you eat the whole celery, then you have fiber as well. Now, according to Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, celery can also do a number of other things, okay? Like I said, Hippocrates says it can calm nerves. And that may be due to its high calcium content. And don't forget, I also said that calcium and magnesium are also needed for your muscle tone, so that your muscle does not cramp and you don't have tension in your muscle, all right? Now, celery juice is also very good on the kidney, and it helps to eliminate waste. You know, as your kidney flushes waste products, filters it from your blood, forms it into urine, and flushes it out. All right, that's why sometimes I wonder why some practitioners will tell their kidney patients to stay away from celery. Oh, the potassium is too high, blah, 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 blah. From my own perspective, my studies, my experience with kidney patients, I found celery to be very helpful even to kidney patients. All right. Now, celery sticks, another interesting thing you need to know about celery sticks is the fact that if you look at the bone in your leg, particularly in your lower leg, the shape of the celery stick is almost like that. I think I've shared the A, B, C, D code in the past. A is the architectural code. So architecturally, the celery stick looks like the bone in your lower leg here, exactly like it in shape. It has also been found to be, you know, to be similar to our skeleton, our bones, in terms of its mineral profile. So celery has also been found to be good for bone strength and bone health. Okay? Bones, listen to this carefully. Your bone, my bone, the mineral profile of your bone. Your bone is made up of 23% sodium. 23% of your bone is sodium. And mind you, fasten your seatbelt. Celery is also 23% sodium. Can you see the correlation? Okay? So when you take a lot of celery, it also helps your musculoskeletal health as well. Now, celery is known by the botanical name Apium graveolens. Apium graveolens. It is rich in various minerals that we have highlighted already, and it's a better source of dietary sodium than table salt. Okay? One of my own favorite juice drinks, like I have told you, is celery juice mixed with carrot juice, mixed with parsley juice. I call that raw potassium broth. Now, drinking a mix of these three juices will provide lots of potassium to the body, particularly those who are dealing with hypertension. All right? Now, a potassium deficiency may contribute to some symptoms of arthritis. So, a diet that is deficient in potassium but high in sodium can precipitate hypertension. Now, the remedy of eating raw or cooked celery seeds or large amounts of the celery plant to treat rheumatism actually started showing up in North America with the European immigrants that came into North America in those days. Using celery to treat rheumatism still persists today in North American professional herbalism, those who use herbs to treat medical conditions. Now, various parts of the celery plant contain more than 25 different very medicinal compounds, particularly anti-inflammatory compounds, antioxidant compounds, and fiber for regularity, bowel movement, and so on and so forth. So, if you have not been enjoying celery up until today, now that you know all the wonderful benefits that celery can provide, I encourage you to smuggle it into your diet one way or another, either into your salad, or you just simply eat it and put it in the dip. In those days, I would just cut them into small, small sticks like this, and then I use veggies. Veggies is vegetarian mayonnaise. They use different oils to make veggies. Some of them, they use olive oil and flaxseed oil, and they use grapeseed oil and different kinds of oil to make veggies. It tastes almost exactly like mayonnaise. So I use veggies as my dip, and I just dip celery stick into it, and I'm chewing away. Or you juice it with apple and drink. This is how far we can go today, and I want to appreciate you for always spending your Monday evening with me, 8 p.m. West African time, on YouTube and Facebook. Please, I want you to share, I encourage you to share this video with all your friends and colleagues and contacts, and it will bless them tremendously. I appreciate your time, and I pray for your week, that your week is blessed, your week is prosperous. The Lord will preserve you throughout the week. The Lord will keep you from evil, keep you from danger, and the Lord will provide for you to be able to afford all the things that are good for your health, so that even though you know they are good, you will not say, oh, I know they are good for me, but I can't afford them. May God enable you and empower you to be able to afford everything that is good for you, particularly the kind of foods that you need for robust health and longevity. You have a great week ahead. Love you. God bless you. Bye.
In a world swelling with chaos, where the ground seems to shift beneath our feet, it's easy to feel lost and overwhelmed. But amidst the turmoil, there's a beacon of strength, a path to a brighter tomorrow. This year, the 5F Conference is back, bigger and better. Join us from Friday, October 4 to Sunday, October 6 for 3 days of transformative power. Experience inspiring sessions with renowned speakers like Reverend Tony Akinyemi, Reverend Hakeem Oguniro, Pastor Mrs. Ada Azeka, Pastor Wale Abayomi, and Reverend Bayo Asolo. Don't miss out on this life-changing event. Register now at 5fconference.tsfchurch.com and be part of something extra.